Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all feeling out there? I hope y'all feeling good. Growing with Hudson, what's going on? Shy, what's up, Shy? Miss Native Cherokee 70, good morning, good morning. G Hud, Belinda, good morning. C Vision, the experience with Sassy, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hope your life is being blessed tremendously. Y'all put T's in the chat. Come on, put some T's in the chat. Hopefully y'all can hear me. J3GS Farm. What's going on, my brother? Many blessings to you. Many blessings. Hope y'all feeling strong this morning. I'm feeling strong this morning. Doing, let's see. Dang, autocorrect. We're good. I see some T's in the chat. My Renaissance, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning to y'all, man. I'm trying to get my layout right. Let's see if I can get my layout right because I got everything tilted to the side. Hopefully I can get everything going. I see some T's in the chat. I see some T's in the chat. Man, we thankful, y'all. If you thankful, you made it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at God, y'all. We didn't have to be here. Didn't have to have another chance. Didn't have to be able to get up. Didn't have to be able to see the sunrise. We made it. We got to give thanks because it's bigger than us. Imagine this. Here it is where we are made from the earth, from the dirt, go back to the dirt, and we wake up. We go into a sleep, almost like a death chamber. We breathe, our heart moves, our body restores itself, our body cleanses, it digests, it processes everything we've done mentally, physically, and then we wake up and we break from that sleep and that slumber. And then we bless with this life. And if you can't put T's in the chat, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Because you got to be able to put some T's because you got to be thankful, man. Waking up this morning is such a blessing. It's such a blessing. Why is my camera sideways? Y'all see me sideways? Am I right ways or sideways? This thing is frustrating. I'll tell you that. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah, it's gonna put me like that, and I'm gonna have to yield. I'm gonna have to yield, even though I did. Did you say you should be prepared? You should prepare yourself. I prepared. I changed the layout, everything. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't tell Gigi. I tried my best. Don't tell Gigi because I tried my best. Really, I did. I put it in landscape. I said everything like I normally do. Well, I should say like I normally do. I try to be proactive. Kathy B, how you doing? Barbara Brown, BB, how you doing, BB? How you doing today? Good to see you. I'm looking forward to some of your comments, BB. Looking forward to everybody's comment. Much better, much better. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't like this boxing in. You know what I'm saying? It's fine if I got one, but sometimes I don't know. We've been tired. We've been busy. We've been active. I think Gigi wore herself out yesterday. She did a lot of planning. She did a lot of different stuff, and my baby was tuckered out. I didn't bother. I let her sleep. I let her go ahead and get that sleep in. And just before I went live, she said, "Why you didn't wake me up?" And I'm like, "Baby, you were getting it in too good." I mean, man, that motor was wrong. Well, she was wrong, boy. I couldn't do it to her. I had to let her just sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta let it do. Yeah. I mean, that's one of them things, you know. Life is what we make it, and every day is a blessing. And I appreciate that, G Hud. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up with you? That's the question. It ain't about me. I came here for you. You're going to, hey, look, that's the story of my life. That's the reason why I made Eco Studios. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I make my little hideaways because I don't know. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I'm kind of used to being in trouble. If that's the thing, and which I'm glad you said that. I'm going to get in trouble. I already got in trouble, y'all. Y'all seen the title, so I'm not going to belabor this thing. I'm not going to stay on here that long today, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm glad you led into that. We got in trouble. Well, so here we are. We're dealing with progress. We're dealing with forward movement, y'all. We're talking about a situation where you're trying to do what's right. You're trying not to break no laws. You're trying to, do things, and it's very, very taxing. It's very, very expensive. Every time I make something, I put it right back into this land. Every time y'all contribute, I put it right back into this land. And then I'm praying that one day, very soon, that I will be able to entertain and bless Eco Nation and allow us to get here and gather and the fellowship, have a meal, and enjoy the property because it's important to me, right? And this ain't just for me. Everything that we're doing not just for us, but generations to come, right? And we want to inspire you. We want to encourage you. We don't only just want you to be encouraged, we want you to get up to action, right? There's so many conflicting information out there. We got people 1 minute they saying buy land, next minute they say don't buy land. 1 minute they say don't get too many acres, that minute they get too many acres. Me learning what I learned, I can't speak on none of that other than you got to look at your situation, you got to customize your situation, and you got goals and you got dreams. The goal here is to inspire you, whether your dream is for, like I said, an education, a house, uh, uh, investment property, investment goals, and investment too. My goal is to inspire you to ask yourself what you really want and then go after it. So long before all of this became fad or traditional, this has been a desire to want land. I only wanted 5 acres. I wanted my house sitting on the hill on 5 acres. That's been the goal for ever since I was old enough to help my uncle out to do that. Over the years, I own multiple properties. But the goal has always been to get me a nice place in the country and then to live. I never expected off-grid living, never expected to own 20 acres, never expected to buy 20 acres, never expected to own it outright, never expected a lot of different stuff, right? Never expected that I'll be clearing the land, I'll be working with people, never expecting I'll be bringing in a cabin, putting a well. I didn't expect none of this. My brain was a mobile home on a hill when I was young. This has always been the goal. I seen big old nice houses. My dad. I spent my summers in Miami. I seen the Keys. I seen the homes in the Keys. I seen Biscayne Bay. I seen Miami Gardens. I seen it go from good to bad. I seen Muhammad Ali, his home. I seen all of that. But my dream has always a double wide on a hill on maybe about 3 to 5 acres. And then God says, nah, I got a different path and I'm going to give you easement. And then I'm going to give you motivation to go about a different way. And that's the thing. What I want to do is encourage you to be like, I just want to get my CNA. God gonna say, don't get your CNA, get your RN, get your BS in RN, or get your doctorate, or become a doctor. Don't be assistant, but become the management, become the regional manager. Don't just be the forklift driver, be the warehouse manager. Don't be just the guy that do the excavation or do the laying the concrete. Be the guy that own the construction company. You know, get your contractor's license. That's the goal right here. No competition, no ill will. If you want to do what you want to do, promote what you want to do. And I want you in the chat right now. What's your goal? Put down some of the things you want to do. Because my thing is, I'm hoping that everything that we do, we inspire you to keep on growing. It's not a showmanship of look at me, look at me. It's more of look at what God can do when you put forth your prayers, you put forth your learning, your studies, and then put forth the step and the method of doing it. That's what happens in life. It's automatic. It's just like I said so many times. If I get on this roof and I jump off this roof, I know gravity. There's a principles in life. If you put forth a goal, an idea, because the ideas are gifts. You put forth your idea, and then you put forth the effort to obtain your idea. Guess what's going to happen? You be consistent. You you don't let disappointment stop you. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to obtain it. You're going to obtain it. That's just principles in life. Principles in life happens. Now understand, full transparency. Y'all seen it's been hot, it's been cold, we've been freezing, we've been sick, you know, we've been healthy, we've been strong, we've been disappointed, we done had letdowns. And this week was a challenge this past week because we're in a new week. We're in a week of grace and mercy. This is going to be your week of grace and mercy. I already know it. Because here it is where Monday, man, they're making strides upon strides upon strides. Hey, Gigi, I'm sorry, but it's still this way, babe.
How did you do that?
You see what I told you on it? She gonna blame it on me. I went through pre-setup. I did landscape. I did everything that she scolded me on last week, and I came in sideways.
All right.
So, I mean,
Okay.
all I can do is try and give it my best effort.
Okay.
Who
Good
what?
morning. I was sleeping.
You just got up. I mean,
know.
y'all gotta understand. She
Hi,
just
good
got up.
morning, everybody.
Yeah.
I hear you all into the story already. Go ahead.
No, I ain't into the story yet. I'm holding it.
Oh, okay.
I'm leading to life. You got goals in life. You got things you want to do in life. You got ambition.
Yeah.
You got to seek after it. You're gonna have roadblocks. You're gonna have people gonna leave you along the way. People gonna support you along the way. People gonna hang in there, and some people gonna drop off. You're gonna have, like I said, sickness. You're gonna have distractions. There are gonna be times where you're gonna need to get something done, and something gonna pull you away. You're gonna need a lot of resources. You know, if you're working and you're going to school, and then you're trying to get all night classes because you're working a full-time job during the day, it's gonna take you longer because you got sometimes the system is not designed for you to flourish.
Yeah.
Or if you at your job and people don't recognize you and see your goals and your leadership and what you're trying to do and how you're trying to move, guess what happens? You're gonna have to put yourself out there. You're gonna have to brand yourself. You're gonna have to make it known.
Or if they see you, they see what you're capable of. They see your potential. They know your potential, and then they try to stop you.
Yeah, but you're gonna have that.
But
this is the beautiful thing. You being consistent. You keep pushing. You keep pushing. You keep pushing.
Absolutely.
People got to yield because there's laws to business, just like there's principles in life, like gravity, like air, like you plant a seed, you're gonna yield a harvest, and it's gonna be more than the seed you plant. It's just simple principles in life. Business, if you are excellent, you provide value, you provide resources, you're gonna be able to negotiate and be able to do what you need to do, or you're gonna be able to have other options.
Let me tell you one thing about God. God will move when God see you working, when God see you pushing, and know that your heart is right. When you serving Him, when you're doing the right thing, when you're inspiring people, when you are loving people, when you are doing right by people, God is going to move all of your distractions out of the way. So that's why our principle is don't ever give up. No matter what you do, don't ever get up. Keep on growing.
Please.
Don't matter what comes in your way, just keep on growing. Because all of that stuff that's sent to destroy you, to tear you down, to stop you, to slow you down, to try to plant discord on your name, on your vision, on your goal, all of that, God is going to move all of that out of your way so that you can at one point you're gonna be sliding real smooth. You're gonna be sliding through like ain't nothing happened. Then that's when people gonna come in and be like, hey, that just happened overnight.
Yeah.
That just happened overnight for them. Nah, it don't never happen overnight for anybody. The point is that they have to keep on going.
Yeah.
They have to keep on growing. Go ahead.
And something, I mean, no, you spot on, because something that I just wanted to kind of add to that is that you're going to end up asking yourself, how in the world did I obtain this? How in the world I get these resources? Because that's what God does. God just bless you to the part. And this is so, let me tell you, our fuel system is our trust and our faith in God. It's not strength that I have. It's not I'm smarter, I'm more knowledgeable. You know, everybody tells me the attributes about what God has in store in me when they talk to me. This week, one guy came by here. He said, a lot of people know you. You don't know them, but they know you. And he says, a lot of people say good things, and they say some positive things about you. Even though there was times where I know in the beginning, I had some conflict, securing the land, laying down boundaries, teaching people that you no longer can dump on this property no longer. You can no longer come in the woods and do this. I had to face conflict head on, right? That didn't leave a good taste. Telling people don't leave a good taste in their mouth. Setting boundaries do not leave. I'm sorry.
Boundaries. Come on now.
Setting boundaries do not leave a good taste in people's mouth. Telling someone no can cause conflict. But at the same time, people learn to respect it. When you're consistent, when you stand behind what you say, and when you're willing to stand on the principles that are right. Because you have to protect what you work for. You have to protect your peace. You have to protect your environment, and you have to nurture it, and you have to cultivate a growing society. If things around you or close proximity with you are not abounding and not flourishing, then you have to question yourself, how much time do I want to invest into whether these resources or the people? So now all of this saying, I laid the platform to leading in to what happened this week. So as you all been seeing, the land has been cleared. And before I go in, Triple Threat, how you doing?
How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Cali bro, how you doing?
What's up, Cali bro?
G Hud, how you doing this morning? Good to see you in the chat. Rosalind, good morning. Rosalind says you are a blessing to us today. Totally taking in every advice. Barbara Brown, motivational video, motivational vibes. Sorry, ain't got glasses on. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat.
What's up, family man?
How you doing?
What's going
Good
on?
to see you, fam. Yankee Sister Holmes said, how you doing, Auntie? Good to see you in the chat today. Brother Lawrence, how you doing? Miss Native Cherokee, blessings right back to you, sis. Good to see you. Mr. Wood 850. Build my own home.
Okay.
Continue to grow my lawn service on 5 rental properties and help people with knowledge that I have. That's right on time right there. Welcome in. I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome in. So good to see you.
So let's do this.
Okay.
I'm going to salute Mr. Wood. Let me take my hat off. That I haven't got a haircut. But Mr. Wood 850 is our neighbor.
So he came 850 for real.
He 850 for real.
Okay.
He came onto Eco Nation too. He came with my brother Carlos.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
Oh, I missed you.
Much love. Oh, you're gonna get your chance again.
Well, welcome.
Brother is a good supporter. Much love to you. Thank you for coming in. He said I'll be in on Sunday. I appreciate you, man.
All right. All right. Tampa's Creek Homestead.
Tampa.
Hello, how you doing? Be safe out there. Kathy B, hey sis, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you so much. Mike Renaissance Grandma, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you. Brenda Hogan, how you doing?
Brenda Hogan, how you doing?
Time Moss Farm and the experience with Sassy. That's all I can see. That's all I can see. So
man, everybody. And if we miss you, it's not intentional.
Yeah, just say hey again.
It just come on through and say hey. We'll catch it on the downstream.
Shawnee, how you
Yes, how
doing?
you doing?
Oof, yeah, I can't see that.
I had a lady with her dog in position to poop on my grass, and the and the nerves to get upset when I said something about it.
Eco
You remember
neighbor.
that?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Woo! Let me tell y'all, there was this neighbor at our last home. I I said, y'all gotta understand, I'm a landscaper by trade. And I've done it all my life. I don't care if I had corporate jobs or whatever I did, I always kept a lawn, kept business until my equipment got stolen.
Yeah.
And my yard was nice. My grass lawn was nice. I would walk it. I love walking my yard. We love walking our yard barefooted.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept seeing these left behinds in my yard. And I'm like,
little baby logs.
I'm like, what dog is that? And it's like no other yards around there had these leftovers. But I noticed these leftovers kept stacking and stacking. And I'm like, someone is strategically dropping some leftovers in our yard. I looked in the neighbor's yard. I didn't see nothing along the edge. I looked everywhere. And I'm like, they're channeling this dog to this yard. So I took a few days off. And because when you're at work, things happen and people watch your patterns, right? It's always somebody close to you. So one day I watched this. I don't know if she was a lady or a dude.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell. But she had this Labrador, this golden retriever Labrador mix. He was old, but I watched her. And she guided that dog. That dog got ready to poop in my other neighbor yard, the one that always be in the yard, be on his hands and knees. He about 80, 90 years old.
Yeah.
That dog was squatted. I'm talking about position, everything, like all of that. She lifted his collar and leash and drove him over to our yard. And I said, son of a. And I'm looking in the one of the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, he dropped it. And I waited time he dropped it. I walked outside that front door. I said, hey, she was walking off. They were walking off.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, they looking all buck-eyed. I'm like, you need to get that. you need to get that. And it was like
he tried to say, I don't have a bag.
So I went in the house.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I went in the house and got me a nice little plastic Walmart bag. And I said, here you go.
Get that mess up.
Why it's hot?
Right.
Why it's hot? And I said, hey, get that. And I said, that don't need to happen no more. I take pride in my yard. I like to eat out of my yard. You know what I'm saying? And some of the worst waste, I get it was a chicken or a goat or whatever, but I don't, these dogs, they eat these food, this processed food, and it burns your lung when they urinate, everything. It's just not a good environment, right? And I'm like, why are you leading this dog to my spot? Come on. Yeah. Come on, people. Yeah. Let's stop that.
Got that mess though.
Yeah. and for some strange reason, once I got it all up,
again, did it?
I don't know what happened, but it ain't never happened no more.
No more baby log.
Yeah.
Being out there.
And if it caused the wave to stop waving, or if it caused the smile to stop smiling,
who cares? Because that stopped anyway. Mostly once they saw who was moving.
Stop.
Anyway, let's go. Captain G said they should always have a bag walking their dog. And they should always. They know the rules. But anyway.
Hey, to each his own. My thing is
just being
respect other people's stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you're going to distribute
the law, you were talking about boundaries. And I saw something that I saved it because I thought it was so great.
Okay.
And it said that boundaries feel like an attack to people who actually doing you wrong.
Well, this is the thing.
It feels like an attack.
It is an attack.
Yeah. It's protection for yourself.
It's an attack. That's what exactly
it ain't no attack. It ain't no attack.
No, it's an attack because this is the thing. Whenever you're holding people accountable,
Accountability. Yeah.
Accountable.
Feel like an attack.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Accountant.
Yeah.
You're bringing things to the surface.
Absolutely.
That don't come without no effort. If you got
Absolutely.
stuff at the bottom and you bringing it to the surface, it takes effort. And then when you interacting with someone and you're not like getting along to get along, but you like, I'm trying to solve this problem. I'm trying to achieve a certain result.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that. They just don't like it.
I see YT is disrupting the live with commercials. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Good morning. Who is that? All in the soil.
All in the
Can you
soil.
read that
Okay,
one?
good morning, all.
Dark.
When you gonna drop a Eco Grow album so I can play it when I'm working?
Oh my God. Oh my God. It is springtime, man. It's time to drop it again. I typically drop it every year. So I got to drop that song again this year.
Everybody, let's grow.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All in the soil. Thank you so much for that super chat.
It's that time. It's that
time of the year.
And
Ant Ford. That's Ant Ford.
Yeah,
barbecue.
you already know it.
How you doing? And welcome in. Welcome in. I think I'm behind.
Shiny, 2003.
All right.
So going back to I'm sorry I got caught up in the chat.
Yeah.
But here it is Monday. My friend that's been with us, helping us through this process.
Yeah.
It just kind of gives a scenario. We first started on the property. We were out here with a chainsaw, shears,
the loppers,
axe, the loppers, you know what I'm saying?
Real handy.
The loppers. You know, we didn't have an idea what we were about to embark on, but we had that goal, that gusto. We're here at the road burning stuff, and one of our neighbors pulled up. He's a business owner over here. And he pulled up, he said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" I said, "Hey, it was about 100 degrees, you know what I'm saying? We sweating and just sitting down, we're taking a break. And the fire going, even though it's 100 degrees. And he said, "Y'all need some help." He said, "Y'all need some help." And when he said that, he said, my brother got a business where he do land clearing and stuff like that. I'm like, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Like perfect.
And he says, you know, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna have him reach out to y'all. And he reached out. Next thing you know, he called me. He came by, and I mean, love my brother, man. That the dude is amazing.
Yeah.
And the only reason we just try not to disclose where we are and all that kind of stuff, but other than that, this dude is amazing.
Yeah.
And he got this type of work ethic that's unmatched to anybody I know. And he came out here, he brought his excavator, he dropped it off. He got a chainsaw and his what is that? Not an excavator. He brought a
the skid steer.
Yeah, he brought the skid steer. And this dude went to work. He started dropping trees like left and right. And he came through. So he got us our path, our first driveway. Then later on, Gigi say, "Hey, why not just clear our spot for our house?" Since we got him there, he went ahead and cleared out an area, about 3/4 of an acre. Him and he got in some of another friend of his with an excavator. And he says, "Hey, I'm working on upping my equipment, whatever." I said, "You know, I'm gonna need electricity. I'm gonna need some other stuff." Fast forward maybe like a year and a half later, I told him, "I need you, man. I need you. Got to get electricity. Gigi getting frustrated. We need some electricity. We need some modern day convenience." And here we are. We've been showing, y'all check out the videos, been showing the right of way. So what we have to do along the roadside, we have to clear 30 feet. But I talked to the engineer. I said, "Look, it's on the road. Can't we use part of that road for 30 feet? So he said, "Yes. So you need to go 15 feet on the inside." So talk to my neighbor that owns hundreds of acres. He signed over the right of way to easement alongside his property by 800 feet, y'all. Understand this, 800 feet. Y'all do the math, right? He signed over the rights to that and gave us access. My friend came in and we start chopping and going and going. We talking about major, major oak trees. He brought in his squad. 2 guys been doing this work. Just 2 guys with a chainsaw.
These are men.
I mean,
I'm sorry. With work ethic.
2 grown men.
These men
country boys
out here.
I mean, we talking about real heavy lifters where they don't mind getting in there and it ain't no tipping toeing. It ain't none of that stuff. These dudes are beasts, right?
And they cutting down these 100-year-old man, like it's nothing. So yeah.
Yeah. And so here we are. Started. What day he started?
Was it Monday?
Was it? It seemed like it was the next day. It was Tuesday when this happened. Then, so here it is, Tuesday, not Monday.
Okay.
We getting stuff piled up. He dig a hole, and he tells it the oven effect. He digs the hole, and he put everything in there. We go alongside the road. This is what we doing. We go alongside the road. People in the country, they throw out trash. They throw out old tires and debris and stuff like that. He said, go and get some of those old tires off the side of the road. And let's throw them in there. Okay, I shouldn't have went through that detail. But anyway, next thing you know, we come in and
oh Lord.
My bad if I messed something up, but know me, I'm just transparent. I don't know nothing but one other way, you know what I'm saying? But that was the first burn. We made it through the first burn. The second burn, the ashes was nice and strong.
It was raining.
It was overcast the whole time and raining.
Yeah.
The road was muddy and wet. I was grading the road because we were kind of partially in the road because we ain't got 15 feet. It seemed like a lot, but 15 feet is not that deep. Next thing you know, I see people coming through. I see this individual coming through maybe 1 or 2 times, keep looking. And all of a sudden, by that evening, I look down the road, I see this truck with flashing lights. And I look at this truck and I'm like, oh, where are they going? They start to go straight down the road because I saw them from afar because I'm the only one on this block. And he stopped, he backed up, and then he came down our road with a flashing light. And I looked at my friend, he on the excavator, he looked. Next thing you know, the truck stopped at our location. Guy got out. What are y'all doing? And I was like, well, my friend came up, he talked to him, he knew the guy. And he was from one of the local communities, fire department. And he said, someone called 911. I said, somebody called 911, emergency. They gave the wrong address, but they called 911. And I'm like, what you mean by they called 911? They reported an outbreak.
A wildfire.
A wildfire.
In the hole, in one spot, going straight up in the air. Yeah.
And he said, wildfire. He said, it ain't looking good. He said, what wrong? What wrong? He said, they looking at bringing in maybe the forestry and a bunch of other stuff. And he said, it ain't gonna be good. He said, what I'm looking at from right here, I don't see no problem. He said, now y'all are on the road. You're not supposed to build a fire on the road.
You were just too close
to the road. He said, you need to be 25 feet to 30 feet off the road. And if that was the case, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But he said with the 911 call, the emergency response, and they called multiple times.
Yes.
They didn't call one time with 911.
They send the ambulance too.
Man, we had fire rescue. I counted, it was about 18 people that ended up showing up. The fire marshal showed up. The county fire marshal showed up. Sheriff showed up. When we had that whole road block, they had the whole road block. And the fire marshal said, we're going to have to put that out. He said, how you going to put that out with a big old tree right there? That fire been cooking. You ain't got no water in that truck to put that out. And one guy that was a volunteer, whatever, much respect to all our volunteer firefighters.
But y'all be doing the most. Cut it out.
But no, not all of them. But
some of y'all be doing the most.
This guy, he kind of wanted to be like a law enforcement / fire brigade.
You know, he really couldn't make it. He couldn't make it into to be
whatever reason. He wasn't in the cut. But he came through the very
big boss.
He came in there like throwing his
non-weight around.
Well, he had weight, but it wasn't in the nuts. You know what I'm saying? But he came through there and he went to talking to my friend in a kind of way. My friend politely graced him with some words and told him to back and calm down. And you go over there and stand over there because I'm talking to the fire marshal. I ain't talking to you. And he and he gracefully got escorted off to the side. Now, his ego got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He got a little ego tripping because he was checked when he didn't have nothing to do with the conversation. So guess what the guy gonna do, the little scrub? He gonna call 911 on my friend and get the sheriff involved. Come on, man. Let me tell you, man. All we doing, think about the whole concept. All we doing is just trying to get electricity to the place and do what we need to do. We ain't breaking no laws except for that fire. I did realize that fire was too close. But understand, we in a rural area, not on a main thoroughfare. We on a dirt road. And this is the thing. There's nobody on this block. It's multiple ways to get through the access and everything. But some of these 18 to 20 people, some of them was people just standing around looking. We had somebody who was like a mayor status that owned a neighboring city. He came and man, I didn't realize we got to get one of them radios. Because they had to get a radio call or something. They got to get one of them radios where they hear these calls.
Know, if my dad was still alive,
we would have had. We would
have already had all that stuff.
But yeah. So here's a crew.
This ain't Texas.
and you gotta understand, even though please.
Sorry,
it's
my bad.
A little bit.
My bad.
But you gotta understand. Everybody say it's about this race, and no, you gotta understand things get real sticky when you get other people doing certain things. There ain't no problem, but then when you on the block trying to do stuff, it's a problem.
Yeah,
we seen mirror images of everything going on, and was no issue. But now here's the issue, and you're standing around, but this guy, my friend. He stood his ground. He knew the laws. He kept everything in check, and he kept me calm. He was like, "Look, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. I got this, and that, and this." And we end up having fellowship. All these law enforcement, these guys, we were talking, we were doing this. You had one butthole, and the rest of them, they end up putting out the fire, which slowed our progress down.
Yeah, because he can't cause nobody trouble, so he got an attitude because he can't cause us trouble.
And he's trying to do as much as he can in the background. You could just watch how he was moving. He was just doing all kinds of stuff to make things more difficult, more harder. And we could have let that fire just went ahead and burnt out. It was raining.
It was raining.
You know, it wasn't going nowhere. It was in a pit.
Yeah.
And so, make a long story short, they ended up putting it out. They ended up, then we had to get the debris off of the roadway, off the long side of the roadway, and this and that. So my friend went and talked to the landowner because we weren't on our land. I couldn't, because the sheriff was like, "Can y'all just move it back? Can you move back?" I'm like, "No, this is not our land, and we only getting blessed with the graces of him allowing us this short easement, and we can't just go and tear up this guy's land and then build a fire." We talking about a lot of acreage and a lot of timber that's going to be cut down, and we don't have the permission.
Mhm.
So my guy, everybody know everybody around here. A lot of these guys played football together. They did a lot of stuff, which is cool. And they went and talked. And the landowner said, "Look, get these people power, push that stuff up, do whatever you need to do, and you get into problems, let me know." My neighboring landowner, great guy.
I mean, made another ally for us.
Man,
See, that's what I'm telling y'all about the way God works.
network too.
This woman tried to
Stop
do
everything.
whatever she tried to do,
Mhm.
and then had another one that came in who tried to make it even worse.
Yep.
And then God sent us over next door
Hmm.
and made an ally.
It's a train.
Made a strong ally.
It's a
Okay.
train.
Because of who this guy is, all right, in the community, made a strong ally for us. That's the way God works. So y'all don't worry about people who be trying to stand in your way, who be trying to, who think they gonna stop your shine. The devil is a whole lie.
Right. Come on.
I ain't fixing to go nowhere. I ain't finna take over. But I'm just telling you, this is the way God works. No matter what nobody think that they can do. People be trying to read these books like they're gonna be powerful because they read these books that were written by man, but we know a book that was written, inspired word of God. So all of this other stuff, you can try all them tricks and all that try to throw a monkey wrench into people's stuff and whatever you want to do. But listen, we know God. Ain't nothing you can do to stop this train. Please understand.
That's all I'm saying.
Please understand.
And if you're not sure whether you're in God's graces, don't look at your oppositions and look at that as you ain't in God's graces. But look at how he carries you through those oppositions. And look at how you have the faith to go through those oppositions and watch how he bless you. Bless you far more than anything you could have dreamt of, anything you could have thought of, right? So here it is where, man, I just when I think about this thing, we are so blessed.
Yes.
And if you quit in the middle of your opposition, you'll never see the blessing. If you stop in the middle of your disappointment, your roadblocks, whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever you're trying to do, if you quit, you ain't gonna see your blessings. All you gonna,
we ain't built like that anyway.
You can't do
it. We just
can't do it.
We ain't built like that anyway. Our mamas and our daddy, when neither one of them quitters, none of them. So we ain't built like that. Bless this next. How you doing, Tommy? Good to see you.
Hey.
Exactly. Jeremiah was in the mud. God was working it out through someone else to lift him up from the mud. Faith is a power drug. Come on, Tommy.
Tommy, one thing I want to say. You got some things you working on. You got some goals and some things that are bigger than really what your current situation is. You looking at your current situation and you see no way in the world it's going to happen. But I'm telling you, you got to take those first steps and you got to keep moving. And when you keep running into those mud and roadblocks and bogged down, you better keep pushing and keep turning them wheels.
That part.
Because I'm telling you, with the faith and with the strength and with you trying to do the right thing and trying to push forward, you're going to get a push all of a sudden. You're going to get a breakthrough all of a sudden. And your breakthrough is going to be your blessing. Not only that's going to see what you asked for and what you thought, but guess what it's going to do? It's going to be able to be a blessing to others.
Amen.
When you get
amen to that. Sue Secret Garden, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you.
Hey, Sue.
I know that profile picture.
Look at Kelly.
I know that profile picture.
Oh, Sue.
Miss Sue, how you doing?
Yeah, hey.
When God be for you, who can be against you? He was sending an army to encamp. Come on now. Come on now. Happy Mac, how you doing?
Think about this.
Hands in the dirt.
You got
how
about
you doing?
18 to 20 people coming here to shut everything down. And they end up, I met so many beautiful people, man.
Yeah.
The fire chief and everybody, they just talking to me. We having a whole conversation. The sheriff said, look, let me know if I could do anything to help y'all get power or anything you need.
What they mean for your downfall.
Woo! The opposition brought so many allies to the property. People I didn't even know. Now I'm in the community moving around, and now I know people I didn't even know. They now know me, and all of them was so humble and so willing to work. And they was like, look, if I can be of assistance, I can help in any kind of way. I hate we had to do this, but at the same time, y'all need any guidance, you need anything, we're here to help. We're here to, they know now where Eco Nation at.
Amen.
And then they know the story, they know the connection. And if I need to reach out to anybody, if I need to get anything, guess what? My boy went down to the county the next morning, just like that. They said, we already know about the situation, this and that. All you're gonna need is this, and you good. You good. Guess what? By 9 o'clock, my boy was out here just killing it. We back at it. We back at it.
We do this.
That's what love do. That's what God do.
Yeah, Brenda Hogan. Happy Mac, how you doing? Seasons of Tree, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat.
Seasons of Tree. Hands in the dirt. What's going on?
How you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Gardening is great. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you.
So
Belinda, how you doing? All right.
Oh, okay. I'm behind. Let's see.
I think I caught up.
Okay.
If I'm right here with you, I think I'm caught up already.
Thank you. Appreciate that, G Hood. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the bottom line, y'all, I just hope that you have the withal to be able to sustain through your challenges. I hope that you have the strength and the fortitude to push through. Don't give up. Things will come your way. They're going to slow you and block you from progress. But don't go into it with the spirit of failure or giving up. Go into it and say, this is an opportunity for God to work.
That part.
God, you said you God of all gods. This is your time to show your work. This is the time, because one thing about it, God asked for him to test him.
Test me.
Test me.
See what ain't that Malachi? Come on now.
Man, come on.
See when I open up the windows of heaven so your hands can't even hold the blessings that I have for you. Come on now.
Come through.
Come on now.
I mean, this thing right here, man will have you living in fear. Man will have you living in doubt. Man will have you where you can't go through that. I can't do this. This is too hard. This is too complicated. I don't have the finances. I ain't got the time. It's going to give you so many excuses in life. But let me tell you, you ought to test them. You ought to ask him. And you ought to have the faith to know that once you take that first step and you keep on stepping, you keep on pushing, he's going to make a way.
Once you ask, just go ahead and start moving like God done already did it. That's what he's saying.
You pray for rain, go ahead and go to work with your umbrella.
There you go. There you go.
You pray for rain, walk around with your umbrella.
There you go.
Because this is the thing. Life can be hard, but life can also be rewarding.
Life is beautiful.
And you gotta look at the beautiful things in life.
Yeah.
And you gotta keep pushing forward. Because I'm trying to tell you, there's so many forces against you being happy. There's so many forces against you not achieving what you need to achieve. And you cannot let them forces outweigh the strength of God. Because they can't even hold a light to the strength of God. Them forces feed on your doubt. They feed on your fears. And I'm telling you, whatever you put your mind to it, whatever you want to do, you go do it. And you go with it wholeheartedly, and you don't look for anything to stop you. It's not an option. It's not an option.
Ain't gonna stop.
It may slow something down. Oh well, but it still ain't gonna stop the train.
Ain't gonna stop.
You can put a big truck across a cross and then try to stop that train. Still gonna need miles to stop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The hardest part is getting that train out the station.
Yep.
Once you get that train out the station, that momentum going, man, come on.
Seed, soil, and sunshine. How you doing? I'm late, but I'm here. I'm gonna replay after the live. Preach, Eco and Gigi.
The devil meant it for evil.
Yeah.
But God worked it out for your sake.
Yeah, Sunday. How you doing, Sunday Backyard
What's up,
Farmer?
Sunday Backyard?
Ordinary Chick. How you doing? Good to see you. Mr. Wood says in agreement. Mr. Wood 850, baby.
850.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
So, baby, what we got going on right now? So we still got a bunch of projects.
Yeah,
Working on the
we got a
pond.
lot. We got garden going on. Wait, we ran a bunch of damn. What happened?
Huh? Well,
Listen, just play. I'm playing what I ain't. Know when you start preaching, boy, the devil start running. But anyway, so we got garden going on.
Yeah.
I planted a lot this week. A lot. I took a couple of days off so that I could check on my mom for first and foremost. I had to do that. And then, the rest of the time that I had off, I have been in the garden. I spent all day yesterday in the garden.
All day. That's why she took it out.
I think that's why I was a little extra tuckered out today, this morning. But I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to keep on going, to get it in. I wanted to go ahead and get everything in. There was a good rain, a lot of rain. Yeah. Which the pond. Tell them about the pond. Did you talk about the pond?
No, I haven't talked about the pond. Of course, I'm not finished with the pond, but I wanted to take a look at the pond after a lot of rain. Man, we got a lot of rain. But just to let y'all know, if y'all seen the video, I did a video about the rain coming through, a lot of rain. We had like a tornado watch and all that kind of stuff. And the pond actually kind of semi-filled up, not all the way. I still got a lot more excavating to do with the tractor. Still got to lengthen it a little bit more and widen it. And I'm definitely going to have to get a liner. I was wondering, would I need a liner? I did hit the clay. I got down to the clay, and I think that's the only reason why I did hold just a little bit.
Yeah.
But we got such sandy, absorbent soil, like going down to the path of where the pond is going to be. The water was soaked. It was saturated. We had standing water. By that afternoon, that water was gone.
No.
Gone. I mean, the water does not stay on this property at all.
No.
And that was flooding rain.
Yeah.
Like flood rain. And
we captured a lot of water. That's
yeah. And so with that said, I'm gonna try to get it's a marathon, y'all. It's not a sprint. We might be here. I don't know how long it's gonna take because it's a whole process.
Yeah.
And I don't care what nobody say. This stuff ain't cheap.
No.
Diesel ain't cheap. Liners ain't cheap. Wood ain't cheap. Gas ain't cheap. Propane ain't cheap. None of this stuff is cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I ain't built like that where I just like killing it like that. Not yet. Not yet. I'm gonna speak life.
Speak life, baby.
I'm speaking life. Not yet. Okay. But eventually with the continued support of others and God's graces, it will continue to grow, it will continue to increase. And I want to take y'all along the journey. So y'all be patient. Understand these projects don't happen overnight. And then I got a little sideline. I'm building a nice little garden area for Gigi.
Yeah. Great.
So working on some of those projects, y'all gonna see the garden center, and it's a progress. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, that we got our whole hearts, we got everything invested into what we're doing out here, right?
Yeah, man.
And we banking on the long term that it will be a blessing not only to us but to generations to come.
Yeah.
And one day it will be awesome to see my great grandson or granddaughter driving the tractor, working on the land. And if I don't see it, hopefully my spirit will see it one day. But the things that you do, the plants that you plant, they're here not just for you, but it also for generations to come. And the citrus is coming along.
What?
Citrus gonna be on fleek.
Y'all, the citrus that we got from 3 of the trees that we planted last summer. We didn't even expect to get any citrus, having just bought those 3 trees and put them in the ground. But we got citrus. last year I was like, dang, like y'all really ready. Y'all ready to do this. So we got some citrus and talk about the sweetest first year citrus that we have had. That was it. From the Ruby
What's up, my
Ray.
brother? That's the law,
That's
man.
the lawman. How you doing? How you doing? Be safe out there on the beat, brother.
Yeah.
The Ruby Ray grapefruit, the Valencia orange. We got a couple of Valencia oranges, but one of our Valencia oranges produced, and then our HB Pomelo produced as well. So the all of the citrus was very sweet because it got nice and cold, and we had a really nice small first harvest. If y'all remember, how our citrus was on the first homestead on our last house, man, it was popping out there. We were giving away citrus galore to neighbors, to people on the neighborhood app coming by getting citrus, family coming down. Like we had a ton of citrus. And so we're trying to get back to that. We're working our way back to that. I got to get that word out of my vocabulary.
What?
Trying.
Yeah.
We're working our way
Eliminate
back.
trying, y'all.
Right.
Eliminate
Just
it out
do
your
it.
vocabulary.
We're working our way back to getting that level of citrus again. But it's going to be a whole nother level out here because we have so many more citrus trees now than we did when we were there. So yeah.
So Miss Nada said try concrete. It's cheap.
Concrete for what?
The pond. The pond.
The concrete is cheap, Miss Nada. Girl, we live in Florida. Ain't no such thing as cheap in Florida. Them things went from like $1.99 to a bag to like $6. Ain't they like $6 per bag?
Yeah, they right $6, $7.
Yeah, it's crazy. The price is crazy.
And a liner, I think I priced one of the highest ones I saw maybe $500-$600. But I'm thinking about the bro man. I'm thinking about buying two and combining the one. And the way I did the math, I could probably save $200 or $300. I'm just gonna have to overlap it. And if I get some seepage, I'm good. I just need to retain water pretty good. But we're gonna see. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. Because I still, even with all that, you gotta buy rocks, you gotta buy gravel. It's a lot of different stuff.
Well, we got a lot of very large rocks out here.
Yeah, we do have some lime out here, some lime rocks, and of course, I'm gonna use those. But for some of the smaller gravels and stuff like that, I might have to get someone to bring in some of those, and then I gotta try to eventually grade it all down, and once I get everything dug out, grade it all down, and then get some native materials from this area, and I probably put down on the line of some of that soil on top of there. And we'll see. I don't care if I just use it for like a little small koi pond or whatever. We're gonna see. We're gonna make it do what it do. I just want a water feature out here. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice to just have a water feature. I got to keep the dogs out of it, of course. They already in it.
Yeah, that's why we end up building. Musa was trying to treat one of the little low areas in the back like it was a pond. Yesterday he was jumping all in there. He was just as happy as he could be jumping in that water. I was like, yeah, they're gonna enjoy that pond. So Miss Nada said, wow, what? Never mind it.
Yeah, because if you look at it, I didn't never think about that, Miss Native. I did do one at our first property, but it was so small. It was real small. But the number of bags, I know it don't look big on the camera, but right now the area I got is like a 40 dugout, 40 by 25. It's not like a whole dugout, but that's the area. So it's 40 by 25. And you're looking at a lot of concrete, unless I can't bring a truck back there either. So I would have to get it in bags or do a mixer. And I don't know. I don't want to deal with no concrete. Like concrete, it wears you out. I got a little sourness to me too. Dealing with that concrete.
One thing Eco Neighbor can never say in his life that he's sorry. That's one thing he can never say in his life. This man got a battery in his back. For real.
And then, I'm thinking about some of it is like almost 6 feet deep. I'm trying to go deeper, but I keep hitting lime rock. But even if I do 5 to 6 feet deep, I'm good. I wanted to go maybe like 8, but I'm still good. And so what I'm looking at is if I did concrete, I would have to do the walls, rebar, and all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of work. It's a great idea if it was just small, but for that size, I would definitely need to do a liner.
Yeah, be a little bigger.
Yeah.
Hi, Veggie Farming. How you doing? Good to see you. Seasons of Tree said, I'm excited about this growing year. Yeah, this is going to be a great one for us.
Can't wait
It's
to
going to
fellowship.
I know, right?
And have that.
It's going to
Man,
be a great one for us, though. For real.
man, I would love to have that little pond feature and then have a little pole barn.
I know.
Ceiling fan
all of that.
spinning,
All of that.
the grill, the pit over there.
Yeah.
And
we
just,
definitely gonna have a cookout area
family,
with pole barn. So
friends,
when family
all
and
of
friends
that.
come down,
Yeah.
we can do all of that.
Yeah.
Man, we doing all of this stuff before we even get housing. Hey, we got shelter.
You know what?
We got shelter.
You know what? Something I've learned. I'm glad you brought it up. Something I learned. We put so much preference on doing this quote American dream, being in debt for 30 years and doing all of this stuff for a structure that most of the rooms, unless you do a lot of entertaining, you won't stay in it.
True.
You won't live in most of the rooms. You won't even use the square footage. You heating and cooling, you maintaining. You're working for 30 and 40 years to pay for it. Then by the time you pay for it, you got to redo it and refix it. I get it. Probably some of the money that we done put into all this other stuff, we could have put into a house, But this process is beautiful, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, waking up,
this journey right
getting
here
up
has been like nothing we ever even imagined.
I just wish we could get more people to just try and not give up. And don't consider an alternative, but just stick it through and push it through. Because I'm telling you, waking up, my mornings are so different.
I know. And I was like, we went one time and we were looking, we saw this very, very nice home that we could have had brought out within 6 weeks. I said they think it was going to take them to build. We could have had it 6 weeks, had a outdoor covered porch with a fireplace on the porch. Had another fireplace on the inside. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful kitchen, entertaining area, like just beautiful. And I was like, I don't want to get back in debt like that. I thought about that thing and I was going through there and I was like, ooh boy, you're making me shake with this one.
It does.
But when I thought about it and we started doing the numbers, thought about that thing, I was like, nah. We got to come up with an alternative.
And for some of you all who haven't owned land, when you own land, you don't really have to, based on your credit, you don't have to put money down. You can use your land as collateral. And like for us, we could probably use 3 to 5 acres.
Yeah.
And we could just section off 3 to 5 acres, and the rest of the 17 or 15 acres would not be indebted or not being obligated to that construction.
Right.
We can take the
equity. Don't ever put all of your land out, especially if you have a lot of land, a good amount of land.
You got 5 acres and you need 1 acre per house. And if that 1 acre equity is strong enough, put that 1 acre for that house. Don't put your whole 5 acres.
Yeah.
So if God forbid,
you'll have, if anything goes wrong,
something go wrong.
Because look,
life be lifing.
Life be freaking lifing.
And if life lifing, you still own everything around there. You know what I'm saying? And when life be lifing, and just because life don't mean you need to stop.
Shani said, I remember that house. You remember that one? That thing is bad. Do you hear me? It is bad. I'm talking about the color scheme, the furniture, everything. I asked the man, I said, I need this furniture. I need all of this furniture. And he was like, nah, we can't do that. He said, they actually hire a high paid interior designer to come in. So
out of state.
Yeah, so that they can
Stage.
give you like the best view of what this place really can be. He was like, yeah, you would have to hire her on your own
And you got to think
and
about
get
this.
her to
That
furnish this
particular
thing.
house had 2x6 exterior walls.
Hmm.
And you go in a lot of these houses, 2x4s framing and all that
Yes.
kind of stuff. This house was so solid and so well built.
Yeah.
And then it's not like most of these places, like say they started this month on building our house. With that kind of rain that came through, with that kind of wind, all that non-pressure treated wood, guess what happened? It's getting wet. I
Hmm.
mean, when you're out here getting a site built home, there's a lot of nature and
Yeah,
forces
a lot of
in nature
variance, man.
that can change. And in Florida, especially, I can't speak no other state,
Hmm.
you got this thing called mold. And by the time you sheetrock it and insulate it in, you wonder where in the world did mold come from?
Yeah.
Why the walls got
Like they
all of
need
this
to be
stuff?
moving. They need to be
Yep,
working. They need
yep.
to be really, really working. Hello from VO. Hi VO. How
Hey,
you
what's up,
doing?
Vito?
Good to see you. Welcome in. Tree Seasons of Tree said, I'm still here quiet in the chat, but still listening. Thank you. We appreciate you being here. Was that Tampa Creek? Tampa Creek. I can't wait to get me some land. Yes, listen. This experience has been the most challenging,
Mm.
but the most rewarding experience that we have had in our entire life. Like we used to grow in our apartment. We didn't care what them people said. We didn't care what they thought. Like none of that. We
When they
used to
got ready,
grow.
when they would get ready, say we finna pressure wash all the patios. We'll bring our
Be like,
plants
we'll bring
in,
it in. That's all right.
bring the plants
We,
in.
we,
There was a
we,
bunch of them
we
too.
didn't care. We didn't allow anything to
Put out
stop
plastic
us
in the living
from
room and
growing
sit the plants on the
ever
plastic.
anywhere where we moved to. We never let anybody stop us from growing. But having being able to go from that, having to be in the apartment, because we had a foreclosure. If you're new here, you probably don't know that. We went through a foreclosure. My husband lost his job. I couldn't find work for nothing in the world because I had been home for decades raising our children. I had no work experience, could not find a job for nothing in the world. Even the the bare minimum jobs did not want to hire me because I didn't have experience. And so they were looking for the people who had already been having some
So
experience,
Dan,
and they just went. That's
what's
so
up,
Howie.
Howie?
That's Howie, Food
What's up,
Source
Howie?
Permaculture. How you doing, Howie? But they wouldn't hire me for nothing. Long story short, we ended up losing our home. So that was a challenge for us, but at the same time we didn't like the place where we were at anyway. So
Mm.
to me I was like, yeah, this is hard. We tried to sell the house. Like we did everything that we were trying to, like, we tried everything. We already knew what we could do.
Yeah, you chop liver,
But
right?
hi Robin.
Yeah, you chop liver,
We tried everything,
and you ate the
but
chop liver.
we had a season to go through. We had a journey to go through in order to get to the point where we are today. So if it looks like, or if it feels like we just been just so blessed to
Mhm,
land on this 20-acre piece of gold out here,
mhm.
it wasn't that easy to get here. It wasn't easy. The journey has not been easy,
No,
but what we didn't do was give up. We did stop. We kept on going. When I thought we weren't going to ever be able to get
yeah,
another
I
house
remember those
again,
conversations.
and my husband was like, when have I ever failed you? And I'm like, never. But
Yeah,
I don't see it. I could not see it. He went and he researched everything and he found the loopholes. Y'all, in life, sometimes you have to
you gotta
find the
find
doggone
loopholes.
loopholes.
Yep.
And this old man right here
Oh,
never failed me. Never failed me. And I have no doubt that he ever will, because I know that he
you and these
believes
old men.
strongly.
Even Robin called me an old. Y'all some meth, boy.
He is a strong believer.
But
So
but
I
check this
know
out, y'all.
that God is carrying this man no matter what we go through. Robin, that's cold, old man.
Hey, Hey, but y'all don't know, Rob, my oldest baby girl, man.
Yeah.
Much love to you. You a blessing. That's it's almost like the wife, the kids, the grandkids. That's not even we talking about tangible, touchable stuff.
Yeah.
Even though y'all tangible, but y'all spiritual. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
you know better than that. But anyway, this is the thing. This is why you have to trust and you have to step out on faith.
Yeah.
There were situations where when I lost everything or when we lost everything, I had savings. I had retirement plans.
Yeah.
I had multiple streams of income. I had things paid off other than a car
And the house.
and a house.
Mm-hmm.
The other 7 or 8 cars, they were paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was, yeah, we sold a car every single month.
My sister was like, boy, you will sell a child, won't you? I was like,
Man,
listen,
we were
that's the
selling
only
baby
thing,
clothes.
that's the only boundary line. I said,
Yeah, we were selling everything we had to.
But there was a journey that had to happen
Yep.
with us. And so, and what God wanted to relate to us was to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me for all things, because we were paying all of our bills out of one paycheck.
Yeah, Sunday I cried when I sold my '73 Buick Riviera with the 455 in that bad boy with the Hearst option, limited edition.
Yeah.
And the 1971 GMC step side. All of that, the 280ZX and with the T-tops in it.
Oh yeah.
The 71 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Yeah.
68 Grand Prix. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah. But let me tell y'all something. I love cars so much, I'm willing to give my last for it. But guess what happened? God will take that desire that takes out your mouth.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, if I get I want to get another classic car, but if I don't, I'm good. I'm good. But this is what God did.
Dopey.
Foreclosure.
Love you, baby.
What's up, Dopey? Foreclosure. Lost everything. Watching everything crumble. Guess what we needed? I needed a job. And I needed a place to put my family because the house was getting ready to be foreclosed. Guess what you need in order to get a place to stay? You need credit. You need cash to do the deposit. You need a job. So think about this. Here I am, not out of work, my contracts for my business, lost my business. My God. All of that, everything just came in place.
It was like a series of unfortunate events.
I applied for a job at a grocery store and they told me I was overqualified.
Yeah.
I started taking stuff off my resumes, applying for jobs, restaurant, whatever, nothing, right?
Yeah.
So
they looking at him like, what you doing here?
I got to the part, I was scrapping metal, I was going getting batteries. Every morning I get up, I say I need $150 a day to take care of the light bill, take care of this. So God, let me find something. Next thing you know, I ride by a little mechanic shop, I ride by place where they kept old stuff and I say, hey, I made $25. Can I give you $25 to clean up this area right here? I take that area, I separated the metal, some of the batteries. Next thing you know, I took it to the recycle. $150. Thank you, Lord. Tomorrow I might need $250. Tomorrow I might need $50. Every day was a day of struggle, right? Then I call people, and this is the thing: when you down and you struggling, talk to people. Some people, I had family members to be like, yeah, you got that Benz.
Y'all got ride so high.
Y'all ain't ride high no more. Oh man, your car, you can't even keep gas in the car. You got a Benz, you got a S-class Benz, a big body Benz, and you can't even keep that thing running. And people, your own people will be like, they waiting to see you fall, right?
They want
but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You don't focus on them. It hurts. And then you keep sharing with other people your struggles. And guess what? I had a cousin who was like my auntie/mama. When I was a knucklehead out there, she always brought me back in and year to me. She said, baby, you need to come up here by Atlanta. And when you come up here by Atlanta, because we were living in Georgia, she said, there's work in Atlanta. During the recession, there was work in Atlanta. She said, you just need to be in this area. So you can come up here, stay with me. And Don't worry about taking care of nothing. And you need people in your life like that. That's why, even though you ain't got nothing to talk about, sometimes you call and check on your people. Sometimes the people that you know that's on your side, you just send them a text. You send them something like, I'm thinking about you. I love you. Because it would have been odd. I would never kept that relationship. Never thought I would end up staying with somebody. That ain't me. I don't stay. But guess what? Most of the time I didn't stay. But when I was tired, I did stay. Found a job. Got the job. Now I said, okay, save up. Hurry up. Because I got to get my fam out of the house. Save up. Every time I made money, I slept in the car. I slept with my cousins. I did whatever I had to do not to spend no money. Right? I fasted. It was time I didn't eat, but I saved the money. Anything they needed, I got the money there. And guess what happened? She didn't leave me. My kids didn't leave me. My kids ate stuff they didn't feel like eating. They got creative in the kitchen. They every time I came home, they hugged me. That stuff matters, man. When you at your low, and somebody still give you love and still treat you like a decent person, that stuff is encouraging. King, baby. That's motivating right there. That makes you want to get up and make you want to go do what you need to do. So guess what? I go down and I go talk to these people, and guess what God did? God allowed me in Warner Robins, Georgia. Foreclosure, bad credit. I put down the deposit and I talked to the manager, and she said she'll talk to her head manager. She says, I understand your situation. I wrote a letter. You already know me by writing that letter. I wrote a letter and I said, can you please submit this with my application? Letting them know that we're going to be homeless if we're not careful, which we were, thank God. Never went without lights, never went without water. Thanks to be to God. The kids never even saw what happened. They didn't know what happened. Didn't know nothing. We ended up getting an apartment complex in a gated community with 2 swimming pools.
The saltwater pool.
Saltwater pool and a chlorine pool. With garages, with brand new, everything was all nice, landscaping, everything, safe environment, one of the best school systems in the area. Kids didn't miss a beat. They had the playground, they had everything, and we left from that house, and then I got them moved in, and man, the family was good. I hated the job. The job stressed me out. I ended up quitting that job, not knowing what I was gonna do. And I was back in taking pictures, doing photography, hustling, cans, metal, working on projects. Somebody needed something, put on an alternator, put on a starter, whatever. I was it. You know what I'm saying? Photo shoots, portfolios, graduations, weddings. I did whatever it took. Guess what happened? I got a job making minimum wage at a tire company, American Tire. The guy wanted to put me in sales, but he was a new manager that was brought in to break up the old boy mentality. He was there out of the Midwest. The guy was my rescuer. He said, I'm going to hire you and bring you in. I'm going to try to get you pushed up. Man, we had so much opposition in that place. People hated me because I came in not with no knowledge. People was applying for jobs, but he saw something in me. He saw God in me. He saw that I came in a suit and a tie for an application to throw some tires and willing to do whatever it takes. And he stopped in the middle of my interview and he turned around and he said, you know what? We need to get him hired on. And people was threatening to walk out because they wanted to put me in sales. And I said, man, I need a job. I'll throw tires. I come in at 4 o'clock, which I came in at 4:30 every morning. And sometimes I wouldn't leave at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, throwing tires all day out of bins and delivering tires and going all over South Georgia.
Hold on, y'all type "but God" in the chat right quick.
And here it was. I said, man, I gotta take my behind back to Florida because they don't see Eco the same way Florida saw me.
And I said, they saw it. They were just scared.
The opportunities weren't as plentiful as it was in Florida. I said, we got to go back to Florida, baby. We gave Georgia a chance. Nothing against Georgia, but it unless you in Atlanta or the ATL area, anywhere outside of that, it's a struggle. And I'm just keeping it real. It's a struggle.
That's why we left in the first one.
And yeah, that's why we left. But like I said, try to be a big fish in a small pond. Realized that the pond dried up and I wasn't ready, right? So here it is where I need a job in Florida.
Mm.
I went and I saw a job that was perfect. It was a respiratory technician position. That respiratory technician position required medical experience, medical background, all of that. But I looked at the job description. I said, I can put together a concentrator. I worked on air compressors. I worked on I knew electrical because I went to school for electronics.
Mm.
I knew pressure, pistons. I knew lifts. I knew hydraulics. I knew all of that. And I'm like, I could do this job. But the majority of the people they hired were respiratory tech, not technician, respiratory therapists. They were respiratory therapists. The whole company, you had to have some kind of medical background, right?
Mhm.
So I went on the phone. I called this guy up. We spent about an hour over the phone up north. Shout out to Genesis Healthcare. Shout out to Genesis Healthcare that took a chance on your boy. Went there, talked to this guy for maybe about like an hour or so. He said, man, you got me persuaded. He said, but I'm not the decision maker for that area, even though I'm a regional manager. He says, but I trust my management, and it was in Tampa. And he said, you got to convince him. So here I was. I said, can you please give him a call and share with our conversation? And can you send me his email? Because guess what I did? I wrote a letter. Them letters help. I wrote a letter. I got prepared for the call. I was in the tire warehouse. I got on the backside of that tire warehouse, and I was missing for about an hour and a half on the phone with him, talking to him. And he said, based on our conversation, I would hire you. And he said, but you don't have no experience. You don't have no experience with no respiratory or none of that. I said, who's your best technician? Give me your best with the most experienced technician. And I said, this is my request. Let me work for free under him. Let me train for free under him. And if he signed off on me, then can you hire me? He said, first of all, I don't know if he got the time. I don't know if he's willing to do it. I don't know. He gave me so many different excuses. I said, just talk to him and ask him. And then if I can, ask him, can I talk to him? Make a long story short, end up talking to him. I went way down there south of Tampa. I forgot the name of that little area. And we worked at this healthcare facility. And the guy just so happened to like to drink a little bit, turn up a little bit. I found out what he liked. Made sure I took care of him on that end. Took him to lunch, to dinner. And this guy took his time. He brought in the mannequins. He brought in everything. This guy was teaching me what it took to be a respiratory therapist more than he was teaching me about the equipment. Next thing you know, I get online. I order some books. I learned this about concentrator, about suction pumps. I learned about the crash carts, the what nasal cannules. I learned about trachs. I learned about the size of the trachs, all of that. I learned about emergency bags, all of that. Ended up, the guy signed off on me in about a week or so. Boom, I got the job. He said, now where you want to be in Florida? Come on, God. He said, where you want to be in Florida? You pick, because I got positions throughout the whole state of Florida. He said, pick where you want to be in Florida.
Now his wife.
My baby. I said, well, Tallahassee is where we
home,
love and grow and flourish. So I said, hey, Tallahassee. Lo and behold, I didn't have but one or two facilities, and it was like a part-time job, and I needed full-time income. And here it was where they sent me cell phones, laptop, they sent everything right there, overnight FedEx. And I'm driving from Warner Robins down to Tampa for training, spending the night sometimes in the car in the parking lot, going to a friend's house, sleep on his couch, whatever, because the goal was don't spend no money, because all the money we got to get an apartment in Tallahassee. And then I still got to maintain and keep the apartment we got there, right? So the money didn't add up, but God blessed me. Next thing you know, somebody called me for a wedding. Somebody called me to do a photo shoot. Somebody want me to do some players, some games. I got called for Dr. J. at FAMU. I did Dr. J. He came for like a fundraiser, and for like 3 solid days, I was his personal photographer. God just blessed me with that. And then my friend said, "Look, come stay with me, man. Come stay with me, my brother. Don't worry about no money. I give him a little bit of money every now and then." He was like, I slept in his daughters because he went through his situation, and the kids only stayed there a certain period of time. And I was sleeping in a twin bed in the daughter's bunk bed, and I was grateful to God. I was grateful to God. And here it was where finally I got some money up, and I would ride around neighborhoods. And it just so happened to be the neighborhood we end up buying the house that we bought. But I ride around neighborhoods and I said, man, I want one of these homes. I want to be over here in this neighborhood.
And that was when we first moved to Tallahassee.
We had moved at that time.
No, I'm talking about initially. When we first moved to Tallahassee. That was the area where we wanted to be anyway.
Nowhere in the world I felt like I could afford no $300,000, $400,000 house.
All of those years, fast forward. Yeah. And then we end up getting in there anyway after having gone through this whole journey.
And so I'm saying all this. The reason why I'm giving y'all this much detail, because I'm saying all this. The home that we had prior to this journey right here, it far exceeded my goals from originally. It far exceeded the things that I felt like that we could afford or we could do. We end up buying an acre of land. We end up doing, it's so many different things that didn't go right to get us to where we were. End up getting an apartment in a great side of town, one of the best side of town in Tallahassee. Swimming pool, workout room, all of that. A balcony where we can grow our plants, all of that stuff. The schools, everything, right? God is good.
All the time.
Trust is no other option, y'all. It's no other option, because it's something in this world, in this force, that's bigger than you. It's something that not only is bigger than you, it supports you and it wants you to flourish, because it wants you to tell the story and promote the blessings that God provides.
This is why we can be so easily honest about what we go through. This is why we can be out there and saying, you know what? We know everything is going to be all right. Yeah, today was a hard day. Yeah, last month was a hard month. Whatever. But at the same time, we just like, sure, we're going to be all right, because God done brought us through the ringer. We done been through the fire. God done brought us through every single time, no matter what it was that we went through. So we are not worried about any of that stuff. We're not worried about any of the simple stuff, the little stuff, the throwing rocks and hiding hands, the roadblocks. We're not concerned about any of it, because we know a God that's so much bigger than all of that stuff. None of that stuff matters. None of that stuff shakes us. None of that stuff stops us. People walking out of our lives, people trying to turn other people against us. We do not concern ourselves with any of that, because we know a God that is so powerful that everything that we want, he told us, just ask for what you want, and he come right back. He run it right back for us. We ain't concerned with any of that stuff. We just know that God is going to deliver every single time, no matter what it is that we go through. What Sunday say? One question. When is the book? I ain't got a date yet. I'm gonna put it on that. And I need to set a date. Eco Neighbor need to set a date. Need to set a date, bro.
I got one book I've been working on, but it's more about land ownership and buying property. I got to bring that to a close. I just gotta. I feel like it's continuation, but I might have to do it in phases, like phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, like a series of books.
Yeah.
But I need to bring that little piece to a close.
Yeah. That's right. All your life, he's been faithful. Every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day. Every day.
And the crazy thing about
it, how you doing?
Through all the thick and the thin,
period.
Some days you feel like I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm done. But guess what?
Then
You
we
get
look at each other and be like,
what?
man, hush.
What?
Girl, hush.
What? And then
You
what?
already know what this
And then
is.
what?
It's stuff hard. It's stuff hard. I mean, life is hard. But
It goes to prove you can achieve anything. Just trust and believe God will see you through regardless what your circumstances. I love that gospel song, Encourage Yourself.
Never give up on your dreams.
I hear you,
Ever.
Native.
Miss Native, let's say I know a few publishers. Miss My Renaissance Grandma says never give up on your
Never
dream.
give up on your
Give
dream.
up ain't even in
Much love
our
to you, Miss B.
vocabulary.
Much love
Miss
to you.
B.
Much
Ain't even
love.
in our vocabulary. We just weren't raised like that. You
Yeah,
better
season of
testify
tree.
with God.
Yeah, you got a testimony too, my beautiful sister.
Yeah.
The world needs to hear it. But hey, we fixing to get out of this bad boy. We got a lot of work to do. We
gotta go to town, don't we, babe?
Are we going to town?
Yeah, we gotta go to town. He was like, every time we step out the door, every time we step off the property, just more money. Just more money getting spent. Yeah.
So I gotta go.
There go.
We got my friend here to try to get some work done.
Got land clear here.
I got obligations here.
Perfect timing.
Perfect
okay, well,
timing.
I just have to go by myself.
Be blessed. Be great. But
we love y'all. Y'all take care.
Y'all take care and stay blessed. And don't forget, whatever you do, make sure that you keep on growing. Grow.
Bye, guys.
Y'all take care. Have a blessed week. Go on, just kill it, man. Go on, get it. Go on, get it.
Have a great one, y'all.